In this first EDGA podcast of 2024, we meet young Swedish golfer Gustav Stigsson-Andersson. He has only played for 6 years but has a handicap of around scratch. He's in his national team and plays with a smile on his face and a spring in his youthful step. So let's see what makes him tick. At Vila Sol in Portugal, on the practice range in the late November sunshine, 18-year-old Gustav Stigsson-Andersson is hitting mid-iron shots alongside fellow members of the Swedish team in preparation for the EDGA Algarve Open. Gustav is the youngest member of the national team present, only taking up golf 6 years ago. Gustav's iron shots are highly impressive. He plays off a golf handicap of plus 1.5. Impressive both in the visual result, we watch each ball climb high into the bright blue sky, while it is similarly satisfying to listen to the crisp click of each contact. Those who know Gustav point to a startling rate of improvement in the last year or so. Yet Gustav is not openly obsessional about what he is doing, wrapped up in a bubble in which some youngsters find themselves. He appears to have a good awareness for what is going on around him. Presently a student of architecture at high school, designing buildings that are kinder to the environment, he seems to read people well too, and thus his confidence as a young man may stem from good foundations rather than the bravado of youth. One of the first things he tells me, in fact, is that he likes to encourage other young players at his local golf club, Karlstad, near to his home to the south of Sweden. In an email he writes, "I think golf is the best thing ever, mostly mentally as it is so much fun. I strive to be a role model for golfers, not only for golfers with disability, but also juniors at my club." When Gustav was born, the blood didn't flow to his left arm properly, and a surgeon needed to amputate. His condition, he explains to others with a hint of a wry smile starting on an otherwise straight face. "I don't have a left hand," he says, which sums it up. Gustav's dad, Nicholas, started playing golf 10 years ago himself, and his son followed him to the golf range one day when he was aged 13, thinking it might be fun. The big breakthrough started to happen more recently.
About maybe 3 years ago, my handicap maybe dropped from like 25 to 10 in one season. Then I went to play some normal junior competitions, and then my coach and the other coach at the club told me about these events, and also in Sweden. That's how I got my eyes open for the disabled tour. Mainly my father started playing maybe 10 years ago, and he really picked up an interest for the sport, and I followed him to range once. There was a few who said it would be difficult for me, and then I had my father's friend told me, of course you can do it, and helped me with some technique. And then I just tried with my normal floor ball. I had almost like a normal club and then tape on the top, just to get the arm stuck and then swing normal.
His father's friend perhaps saved Gustav from some negative opinions at a crucial time.
Because it's inspired me to really try and prove them wrong.
The Swedish group of players at Vila Sol are in very good spirits, and the sunshine is clearly a factor in this. Gustav's Karlstad course is closed from late October until early May, offering in these winter months some excellent indoor facilities. Thank heavens for TrackMan and indoor golf, the players say, while Gustav's home club coach Oscar Hertzberg becomes a valuable ally over the winter period to help with technique and training ideas. Gustav will get to enjoy one more EDGA tournament in Portugal in January, and also an exciting training and educational bonus, which we are keen to talk to him about after learning more about how he found golf in the first place. Gustav will tell you he grew up happily in a close family of his parents, Dad Nicholas and Mum Veronica, and his older sister Alicia. He made friends at school and enjoyed discovering sport, taking up floorball and hockey, including the ice hockey game bandy, using a prosthetic, and later finding that the movement of the shot in bandy was not too dissimilar from striking a golf ball. He never minded the questions about his arm that other children would inevitably ask. Today he smiles when he admits he does enjoy beating his old friends at golf, his one arm winning the day over there too. Meanwhile, the more he worked at his golf, the more he enjoyed it and the better he became. A neat equation that many of the best players tend to share. This writer first encountered Gustav in a video clip online from the G4D Open in May 2023. Gustav hitting a superb shot into a green at Woburn on the R&A's social media feed. Looking back, he says he felt privileged to play in the first ever G4D Open, but it reinforced that he had plenty to learn as a competitive player.
It has been a lot of learning because this is my first year with international events, so I think I didn't play my best at Woburn, but a lot of experience, 3-day event and a lot of big players and such. So it was very good for the future, I think, prepare me for the upcoming events. And I'm in the Swedish golf team now, so that's a lot of sparring. So a lot of good players like Rasmus I can look up to.
Rasmus and Johan Kammerstad, who he also met on the team, are both winners on the G4D Tour. While at Villa Sol he enjoyed a practice round with another fine Swedish player, Marcus Marlowe, who is a fellow one-armed golfer with a great track record in the game. After Woburn, Gustav appeared in the EGA's European Individual Championship, where he earned a top 20 place at the challenging golf course The Dutch in the Netherlands. Confidence was growing, but this has also been helped by his choice of equipment, including custom-fitted clubs by Titleist and also a new prosthetic arm. At Woburn he was using a prosthetic which was handmade and multi-purpose, having a strong firmness which was good for hockey, while his new one allows more flexibility and scope to cock the wrists, lengthening the golf swing and providing greater flexibility. Orthopaedic engineer Stu Johnson and Team Olmed have custom built this new device, precisely tailored for Gustav's needs.
Basically, the first one I had was a mix, so I could play hockey and floorball as well. So it was more of a stiff, no flex, and then I switched to more flex and basically the same grip, but this is a new grip and a little bit more flex, so I get more wrist action. My last one was handmade, so it changed. Yes. So it's a lot easier to just click it on and off.
Gustav gave me a demonstration, and the prosthetic comes off with the solid, dependable click of excellent engineering. He realises the potential of the new prosthetic, more flexibility in the swing, but it is taking a little time to get used to it, how it attaches to the club differently, and his right hand has to grip in a slightly different position as well. For any one-armed player, the grip, and maintaining the position of the grip through the whole swing, is likely to become an obsession because it becomes so important. While two hands can maintain the grip and thus the direction of the club with comparative ease, when using one hand or one hand and a prosthetic, any tiny error can create unwanted spin on the ball and poor direction and distance. Gustav has a strong turn of the upper body and arms in the swing, but he also creates a lot of power via his lower body movement, the energy coming up from the ground through impact. Frustratingly, he suffered a back injury in 2023, which may have been caused by the way he has to swing the club, causing him to miss 3 summer G4D events in Sweden. He now believes he must build up the muscles on his left side to balance out the stronger muscles on his right side. At 18 years old, it is natural to look ahead. Of the G4D Tour, the highest level of golf for the disabled, he says, "It would mean the world to me competing against the game's best players. My main goal is to become a top golfer on the G4D Tour, but also maybe winning some mini-tour events here in Sweden. Going forwards, coaching is also an exciting alternative." Now to that training and educational bonus we mentioned earlier. Gustav is one of 12 potential G4D Tour players of the future who will benefit from expert training in the new Player Development Camp initiative created by EDGA starting this month in January. Those taking part come from 10 countries and 4 continents, meeting up at Quinta do Lago, Portugal, supported by the European Tour Group. It will be a week of learning from experts on all facets of modern golf, including exercise and nutrition advice. The participants have all qualified to take part via progress up the world ranking for golfers with disability. Gustav said, "I'm really stoked to have been selected to participate, hopefully learning a thing or two from the professionals and experienced people and getting loads of training in. I think it's a great concept to showcase the prospects of the future top golfers, to help them in their career." At Villa Sol when we spoke, he said that while always highly competitive, he says he likes the whole atmosphere of EDGA events. EDGA badges or supports more than 120 international tournaments every year.
Everyone seems like they like each other in a friend-like type of way. There is no one casting a strange look at you or something. Everyone says hello and just friendly environment. Everyone can play with each other, no problem.
This positive feeling at G4D events is great, says Gustav, but he loves golf as a sport because it's a game that everyone can play together, regardless of technical ability, and it is cross-generational, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a really fun game and very inclusive. Everyone can play, everyone can have fun on different levels. Basically, the feeling of hitting good shots, as well as hanging out with my family, playing rounds. I'm here about a week, so I get a few rounds with my family as well. Really fun. Just being together and playing something we all like is very fun.
Family clearly means so much to Gustav. He is also thankful to his coach, Oscar Hertzberg.
My dad, especially from my family, and my family of course, and Oscar, my club coach. It's very nice, helping. I can always give him a call right now and he will answer questions.
Gustav's advanced interest in learning the game and the technique implies that a coaching role could suit him down the line. He told us, "The last 2 summers I was a golf leader for kids at summer camp, and this summer, 2023, I also supported the training for juniors at Karlstad Golf Club. I really enjoy helping the future generations of golfers with swing tips and other golf knowledge. I think it's really fun to see the players learn and develop, and regardless if they are juniors or adults, I just want to help other golfers." Gaining inspiration from the stars, he follows a lot of Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods and also Dustin Johnson, whose relaxed style on the golf course Gustav subscribes to. He certainly looks relaxed on the practice ground at Villa Sol. Of course there is only one Rory, Tiger or Dustin, but there is only one Gustav too. And like those great names, he has shown everyone that he can play this game and knock it round in par or better. Whether Gustav becomes an architect, helping make our buildings greener, or has a career in golf and perhaps becomes a coach, it strikes me that he will enjoy his work, and many people will enjoy working with him. And the more he enjoys it, the better he will get, and so on it goes in this wonderful game. This EDGA podcast was written and narrated by Ben Evans, and the sound production was by Martin Maynard of Sounds Good. You can find more stories of people with a disability thriving through golf in the profiles section of the EDGA website at edgagolf.com, and you can contact members of our team through the website.